I'm back at it with another video because now 2K has released a blog talking about new gameplay changes. This year's game, when you fill up the takeover meter, you're going to be able to pull up a menu that lets you choose between finishing, shooting, playmaking, defense, rebounding, or physicals. So you no longer have a set takeover, you can decide what you want per game. That's actually dope because depending on who you're playing, haven't you ever been in a game and you're like, I wish I had this takeover instead because these guys are doing this and I wish I could have attacked like this. So now you get the freedom to choose. The takeover categories are finishing, shooting, playmaking, defense, rebounding. That's one category, and then physicals. So when you pick a category, your attributes in that area are going to go up. If you get double takeover, then you can pick two categories that your ratings are going to go up. When you unlock Mamba mentality, when you activate double takeover, all of your attribute categories are going to get boosted, making you a true beast on both ends of the floor. Wow. Now they don't say that takeover is giving you the special abilities that we're used to, like ankle breaker or post, right? So who knows how that's going to work, or maybe that's no longer there. Maybe it's just straight ratings that are getting boosted, but it sounds very interesting. Now for shot timing, players who play on Hall of Fame difficulty or in the rec or the city will be playing with green or miss shot timing for the ultimate challenge. But if you're in team-based modes like quick play, my NBA, or my team, you're gonna have more forgiving shot timing, so you don't have to memorize every single player's release to the exact frame to be successful. So the green or miss is returning for online, for the park, for the rec center, and in my career. But when you're playing my team, any 5v5 mode where you have AI teammates, then the shot timing is not going to be green or miss. You can probably get some slight leads like we've seen in the past. They also have new shot timing settings. So now you can use a visual cue. So instead of a time-based release, you can set your desired release point based on certain animation cues. They still have the old timing version, but now you have the option to switch it to a visual cue. Layup timing is now on by default, and it's been redesigned to be much more forgiving for easy finishes at the rim while also rewarding the players who can master it, with the ability to finish tough circus layups in traffic. And then dunkers, you can now hang on the rim by just holding the sprint button when you trigger a dunk. They still have the dunk meter when you want to force contact dunks. The only difference is you have to green the dunk on higher difficulties or you will miss with the dunk meter this year. The adrenaline boosts are back now, but it's a little bit different. On offense, boosts are no longer lost when pulling off dribble combos or moving short distances. But boosts will disappear every time the on-ball defender can bump the ball handler on a drive attempt. The cost of losing adrenaline is different this year. Instead of dramatically slowing the ball handler down, losing a bar is going to heavily impact your shooting attributes. Mike Wang actually had a video where he was talking about the dribbling, and he said that if you get bumped and then you go up to shoot, even if you do get by, your shot's probably not going to go in when you lose your adrenaline bars. So it sounds interesting, but it does seem a little suspicious because in the blog, they're saying you can only lose the adrenaline on a drive attempt. So if they don't drive to the basket and they get bumped, let's say above the 3-point line, does that knock down the adrenaline? I don't know the answer to that question. So if you're just dribbling not to drive, but to shoot, that might not change anything that we're seeing here. Maybe going to the basket, it'll change it. But if you're just staying on the perimeter, then you're never going to lose an adrenaline bar. And then it would be the same thing that we're used to. You could run and do a fading three, right? You could just, so who knows? Or maybe if you do bump them, I guess they're going to have to clarify that. But just reading this, it sounds like that's the loophole. We may only see a difference for people going to the basket to score, but not for people running around on the perimeter to shoot. Now, this blog does have a skill-based defense section, and they're talking about the defensive movement has been improved, and now they have directional steals coming back. They're claiming this is going to give locks more tools to pester ball handlers, and you need to reach with the correct hand closest to the ball and avoid reaching across the body to maximize the success and avoid foul calls. You can also use the directional steals to play the passing lanes by flicking the right stick in the correct direction to get your hand in the way and deflect the pass. On paper, that does sound good. They're making it more skill-based to get steals, but the question still remains, if somebody runs right in front of me and dribbles like crazy, can you steal the ball, right? None of that stuff matters that they're saying if you can't steal the ball when somebody does something crazy right in your face. So we have to wait and see how that plays out, because I'm a bit suspicious. There does seem to be a loophole with this new system with the dribbling. I don't know how it's gonna play out. On paper, this sounds good, but we won't know until we get our hands on this to see how it plays out. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Also, I'm gonna leave a link to the full blog because there are some things I didn't talk about. I just picked out a few of the most important. It's a good read, so check it out. My songs, He Quit the Game, Lob City, and My Camo are now available on all streaming platforms. And the Denver Nuggets, the champs, didn't make the playoffs in the West. Hop step, get that cheese out of here. What a block. Got a highlight already. If I pass you this ball, you gotta shoot. Look at that. How do you not let that fly, baby?